In this video, we're going to start by defining what is lean customer research. But first, I'm going to provide a business case for doing lean customer research. At Validate, we have a really strong opinion that the bulk of your lean customer research needs to be done at the prototype stage, and there's a reason for that. It's been estimated in research reports that it's somewhere around 200 times more costly to change a coded feature than to change a prototype. So a live in production feature than to change a prototype. That just takes into account the hard cost. That doesn't even take into account the opportunity costs of the rework involved. So there's a very significant, very material financial benefit for doing lean customer research at the prototype stage. So what is lean customer research? Let's start by defining lean, because it's an often misunderstood term. Lean is an approach to launching products that treats all product or business ideas as hypotheses that must be validated by rapid experimentation in the marketplace. Okay, they're ideas that must be validated. They're hypotheses that must be validated. Okay, what that means is you don't take an idea and say, this is what we need to build. This is a feature we need to build. Go build it, or go design it. What it does is it starts with the idea and says, okay, sounds like a good idea. Let's now validate it in the marketplace. So what's the marketplace? The marketplace is your customers, or archetypes slash personas, which are interchangeable, those two words, archetypes and personas, of potential customers. The marketplace is not testing on your friends and family, because they are biased. They are not representative of your customer base. So you talking about your app idea or your product idea with one of your friends and them saying, oh dude, that's so cool, I would totally use that product. That's not validation. Although I hear that from a lot of entrepreneurs and product people often. Your teammates, so talking to other colleagues internally at your company and describing the solution and even showing them a prototype of the solution and getting their feedback, not representative of the marketplace. They have their own internal biases. Maybe they don't want to be confrontational with you and tell you your idea is a bad idea for their own career reasons. So you need to find objective people that are representative of your customers to do these tests. And of course, senior internal stakeholders. So the benefit of a lean customer research approach is that it's open and it's transparent. So the ideas, wherever they come from, Mr. and Mrs. Senior Internal Stakeholder, or even a developer or a designer or a product manager, it doesn't matter where the ideas come from. They're all treated as hypotheses that must be validated with rapid experimentation in the marketplace. And what is rapid experimentation? The lean term is an MVP, which stands for minimum viable product. And this is probably the most misunderstood term in all of lean. I don't know why it's misunderstood. I think it's mostly misunderstood because of the P part. I think the word product means something different to a lot of people. Some people define an MVP as like 80% of my product. So like I'll take some features out, and we'll call that the MVP version. It's not really an MVP. So the point of an MVP is to get the maximum amount of validated learning with the least effort. Okay, the maximum amount of validated learning with the least effort. I think of it, frankly, as an MVT, the minimum viable test. So the point is to find something that will test that hypothesis and validate or invalidate. So you have to be open to a learning being invalidated or a hypothesis being invalidated with the least amount of effort as quickly as possible. That's why a lot of people in lean and people who lean customer research believe that a prototype often define the P in product as a prototype. A prototype absolutely can be an MVP. You can learn a ton from rapid experimentation at the prototype stage, and it's dramatically more cost efficient, more time efficient, etc. Lean UX is an offshoot of lean, and it was written a great book written by Jeff Gothelf, who's one of our advisors and just a brilliant product person, a designer. It's a great book, the Lean UX book. And there's a couple of key points. It's a great book, but I'll highlight just a couple of key points. So one of the key points about Lean UX is it starts with a problem that needs to be solved, not a set of features to implement. Okay, so think about that. Make sure that when you go through this, you think about your process. When you work with the design team, or if you are the designer or the product manager, do you tell them, hey, here's a feature, I'll go design this feature, or do you say, hey, this is a problem that we need to solve. Let's brainstorm different potential solutions and test all of those different solutions. Okay, and there's many different approaches to that. And Lean UX focuses on outcomes, not outputs, meaning the job of the design team, the UX designer, is not to just deliver wireframes and designs and prototypes. Their job is to work with the team within a team structure to deliver an outcome, an improved metric, not necessarily just outputs. Oh, I delivered my design and it's in development ahead of our sprint, so my job is done here. Lean UX is about working as a group to solve and improve metrics. And this is a schematic that has been put forward by Jeff and others around Lean UX. And I think what I want to draw the attention to with this schematic is how much of the work is done before the build process. So how much of the testing and the learning is done, and the iteration is done before the build process. Okay, and that really goes to the lean approach of rapid experimentation in the marketplace and validated or invalidating a hypothesis. Now, a lot of people think that user testing is just usability testing. And while usability testing is really, really important, we're huge fan. It is so critical for you to do usability testing. There's so much more that you can learn from customers. You can also learn about feature or product demand. And that's really, really important, because just because something is usable doesn't mean people actually want to use it, right? Those are two totally different things. And we're going to talk about feature and product demand and demand validation in a whole series of slides, a whole series of videos for you later on in the course. And then there's also customer discovery. So finding out who your customer is, looking at from a persona perspective, defining different personas and understanding who those personas are, and running demand validation tests against those different personas to understand why a feature is being used by this customer segment but not this customer segment. Why a new product idea, what is going to be the early adopters for your new product idea among your customer base. Not everyone's going to love that, even if you're an established company launching a new product into an established customer base, not everyone in that customer base is the same and is therefore going to be appealed to that product. So you want to understand who that customer is, and we show some videos on how to do that. So that's Lean Customer Research. We've got a series of videos coming up soon to get into usability testing, demand validation testing, and customer discovery. We hope you enjoy it.